What's up, all you beautiful ball guys? If you're looking to get scalp micropigmentation done in 2023, this video is for you. Nicole, let's hit him with some fun topics here. We've made videos about some of these topics before. This is an updated version as everything is evolving. Super updated. Perfect. All right, what do you want to start with?
What to look for. Let's say that you can't come to us. Let's say that you're in a different country, you've got kids all under 5, and there's just no way that you can come to us as much as you'd love to, of course, but you just can't.
Sure.
What do you look for?
Okay.
So I would start off by saying the number one thing is, first off, it's going to be a place where the healed results are going to be everything. I mean, we're going to get into that, though, for sure.
I love what I'm seeing. I try not to look at any other artists or businesses for creative reasons.
He's that crazy Mad Hatter that is just like, I'm not going to look. Like, I'm just going to stay in my own lane.
I don't need to.
It works well, though.
But with that said, a lot of people are starting to talk healed. Now, not everybody's showing healed. We'll talk about that. But more and more artists around the world are using the word healed, healed. I'll say it like this, the needles are a really hot topic for a lot of even clients that never want to be artists themselves. Like, are you using a single needle or a 3-needle? And in its day, it served its purpose. I really wanted to drive home, don't get this done unless you can get impressions the size of real hair.
Yes.
Well, now it's become this almost confusion.
I would agree.
So I would say forget the needles. Unless you're an artist, if you're a client out there and a candidate, forget about the needle size and just look at the artist you're choosing. Look at their healed results.
Look at the impression size, because you can botch somebody with a single needle. You can botch somebody with a 3-needle.
Absolutely.
It's not even, it's the artist that you're going to. It's their experience. It's their depth. That's really what it's actually going to come down to.
Yeah, and Nicole and I use 0304.
Yep.
Should I even say that? I want to confuse everybody. But we use a lot more 3 needles, and there's 2 needles out there as well. So we're not married to just a single needle. We definitely use a variation ourselves.
Yes.
It can be done these days. Again, this is updated. The technology, the needles weren't made in mass production until about 2 years ago or so. So anyway, forget about the needles. If you're just a client, you'll get confused because there's a lot of marketing.
I would say the other one is going to be blending. I mean, we could do a whole video just on this, on how actually important it is.
Right. For us as artists, it's does it look natural or not? It's black and white, yes or no. There's no in between. Yeah, almost looks natural. It kind of looks natural. I was like, then don't get that done. But we're talking about, so most guys, let's say, have that horseshoe pattern going, especially right here is the most important part, right? Where the ink transitions into hair, right? And having a seamless transition is very difficult. We spend a good, we're always talking how we spend more hours, more labor than other artists.
More hours.
That blending area, we could do this, just the fill-in area, just as fast as the other people. It's the blending that takes us so long sometimes, dancing in between. That is such an art skill in itself. How could we verbally communicate to them?
I would almost say it's like there's like a stop, right? Like, this is all, they fill this in, and then you see like there's like a stop. It's like a line almost that you can see, like maybe they put 1 or 2 impressions right there, but it really does look like a line. And the first couple days, it's red and irritated, so you're not able to necessarily see that line, but as it heals over time, you can tell where it stopped. And there is it's got a blend.
Yeah, I'd say if you're getting this done, I would love to just give you a cookie cutter way to explore and verify, okay, good blending or not good blending. But the truth is, it's by eye. It's in the eye of the beholder. So you have to, again, does it look real? I urge you to study.
In every angle, right?
In all lightings. So important. So important. Absolutely. One more thing to say on the blending front. I see a lot of young kids, a lot of, like Reddit forums and forums all over the internet, where people are showing blending. And typically it's in a guy who has a lot of hair. So they get away with a lot.
That's a great
Talk to them, Nicole. Say that in your own words.
Yeah.
Because I see it everywhere. Like, look, this blending job, bro. And I'm like, the guy's like 22 years old.
The guy has so much hair. It's like it's an illusion. It's being masked already by his hair. Show me a guy that has no hair, that's blended down on every single angle.
Healed results.
Yes.
Only healed results. I don't want to see any redness.
Yes. I would also say too, the customer service, right? When you're looking for a place that you want to go and you feel comfortable, do you get that good feeling? Do you get that this person has your best interest as a client? I'm not saying they've got to be your best friend, but do they actually care about you? Meaning, what is this going to look like in 10 years? It's a really big deal. Like, are they going to be there to answer your questions?
You're right about that. My entire career, over 13 years, I've heard clients that are shopping around that say they don't like the bigger companies because they feel like a number. They feel like they're just getting passed on. And to me, it's a milestone in a person's life, right? So it should be treated accordingly. But yeah, you get a lot of that. People are just like, yeah, I got 3 guys. You're the last one of the day. You know, come on, sit down. That would scare
I
the
would
hell out
just,
of me.
and I mean, that's kind of like a norm. That's what people see is, well, this is what it is. But you guys know there's much better options out there. And I'm not even just saying like it's us. Obviously, we're giving you this video, but it's make sure you feel comfortable. Make sure you're not just a number.
Cool. I would say very important, the hairline flow.
Yes.
I'll bet my life on the fact that you're looking at the best hairline drawer in that scalp micropigmentation that I've ever witnessed in the world. I don't think there's anybody in the world that can come close. She draws most hairlines when people come in. And it's just so important. And this is something you can look at anyone's portfolio and just scroll, scroll, scroll. Go back a year, go back 2 years. And typically you'll find a couple pictures that look suspect, right? But that flow is so custom, and it's so important to customize it towards you because of your
symmetry, everything. It's like guys will come in and they'll show us, like, let's say they've got like a very like wide face or something, and they're like, oh, I want a hairline like this, and they're showing like a Brad Pitt or like a guy with very thin features. It's not going to look the same. We've got to work with what you have, right? So finding somebody that can be able to create something that's going to look best for your features, it's everything. Instead of just the cookie cutter, every single one guy has the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. And it should accentuate your features, not detract from your features. I see so many guys, and exactly, when the hairline's too low, it just takes away from their other features, and it makes them look horrible, terrible.
Yeah, and I would even say, like, I've seen some pictures where like there's too much forehead, right? You don't want to be the down here where you look like where you were 15, but it's also when there's too much forehead exposure, it doesn't look right either. It looks like something's off.
Okay, so another important topic, something you gotta sift through, is the inks. Break it down, Nicole. Break it down.
Well, I think the thing is that it's almost like you've been excommunicated from this industry because of the fact that you've been very honest with it. It's something that consumers need to know these things. It's almost like there's like a big club and they're making money off of it. And we understand, like, it's awesome that you make money, but it's also in the sense like you've got to have integrity where the consumers know the accuracy of what's actually going on, I would say.
That's it. To sell an SMP ink is to keep that going, you have to keep a lie going, right? If someone calls and asks, okay, what's in your ink? Like, oh, don't worry about it, just special sauce, right? And moon rocks, whatever.
It's the only SMP, and it's going to provide the best results. That's what my gripe with it is, that it's made to seem like if you don't have this special SMP, you're not going to have these amazing results. And I mean,
with that said, if you're attached to an ink and you're selling it, sponsored or whatever, you're in the way of creating better standards. That's the way I see it, plain and simple.
Yeah, it's definitely, and it's just such marketing. That's really what it comes down to. More
than anything. It is. So again, this is for consumers. You know, if you're looking to get the best result in the world, period, you're probably going to come across these conversations. And what I want to tell you, it's just noise. It's just noise. I like that. You can have the best ink in the world, but it's a inexperienced artist.
You get a botched job.
Right. And you can have an inferior ink, as I said this before, but an experienced artist, premium artist can still make that look good. So again, look at the portfolio. Just like we said about the impressions, don't worry about the needle size so much. Would you agree or disagree? One of the easiest things to do is match a person's hair color with ink. Absolutely. Whether he's Middle Eastern, Asian, whatever.
And we do have a lot of questions like that because there are a lot of, I would say, people that are very fair skinned and are very worried that their ink is going to look way too dark and not match with them. Right. And that is a very common fear. And
what they're seeing is an inexperienced artist most times.
Absolutely.
I would say just as important, maybe more important than the actual ink, is the depth.
Yes.
I would say
that's everything.
Is the depth that the artist is going. So if you can understand that as a consumer, then you're really playing with some powerful information to make the best decision for yourself.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That's the video. If there's anything we missed, please comment below. We're very passionate about upping the standards worldwide in this industry. So how can we get better if we're not having honest conversations about these hot topics?